Back to the old grind. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, it's been a while since we've done this, and I think it would be best if, we kind of get a little bit into talking about some things. So, let's talk about how Penny's return could have actually been better than it was. But before we get into that, there will be a couple of things to talk about. Now, I know many of you have missed these discussions, and I'm going to do them. They won't be like every single day, but I'm going to plan them out. We're going to be doing them every other week or so during the volume. So, if you are excited for that, like I am, then we'll be talking about some things, giving some criticism on how things could be better, and just having a couple of discussions about this volume as well, along with the weekly chapter reviews and a mid-volume review, as well as a final full volume review once it all ends. So there's a lot planned here. So, without further ado, sit back, relax. I hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. So, as we all know, Penny has returned, and, well, I called it because I said she's probably going to come back. And yeah, I made a full video on that, if you don't believe me, about a year ago. So yeah, there's that. But it was pretty obvious that Penny would return. But the thing is, the way they did it, how this was executed, is where I have many problems with. We're going to go into all of that. But the thing is, with Penny's return, I know what they're doing here. With this return, this was more so about damage control. It was also about fan service, because for one, the issues ever since Volume 4, realistically, because, there have been issues since then going forward, and then Volume 6, the finale of that was really, a train wreck. But, of course, I feel like this was what they were just waiting on, was to throw Penny back in, so that they could try to reel the fans back in. This was pretty much a way for them to try to get old fans back. Now, what I will say is there could have been a better way to implement Penny than the way that they did this. Because with Penny coming back the way that she did, well, there are many problems that really come from this. Now, let me start to tell you what the problems are here. Because looking at it like this is the old Penny still. This is not a new model type. This is the original Penny. And what this actually does is this really does affect Volume 3. Now, many people are going to say, oh, well, this doesn't affect Volume 3 in any way or form. There's nothing wrong with this. Yes, it actually does affect Volume 3, because Volume 3, with Penny's death, there were big things that came from this. The significance to Penny's death was the fact that, for one, it was all a part of Cinder's plan to be able to create the fall of Beacon. It would lead into being able to lead the Grimm into the city, and then thus from there destroy Beacon. That was all a part of Cinder's plan, because her original plan, which was to take the trains through the tunnels, bust them through the city when the time is right during the Vital Festival, and then, of course, lead the Grimm that way into the city to attack the people. Now, that was Cinder's original plan. That backfired when Team RWBY came in there and took care of that. So then, of course, Cinder came up with an alternative plan when she saw everything about Penny, the schematics and everything. So then, that led to her revealing the truth about Atlas, what they had been hiding, which was basically a weapon in the form of what seemed to be a girl. And then, because of this, she gave her speech to reveal to the people of what Atlas, as well as the academies, had been hiding, which is a military power. And then, of course, at the very same time, you have the Grimm come in, and then it all just becomes one big catastrophe. So, this was a huge moment. And back in Volume 3, this was executed in such a great way. This was one of the best moments ever. I mean, the Fall of Beacon is such an excellent arc, and people give praise to it to this very day. Now, what this also did was not only did this affect characters around them, but it especially affected RWBY as one of the characters. And I have to say, we do actually finally get to see a huge emotional moment from RWBY, seeing her actually break down from the loss of her best friend, which was good, which led into some development for her character. Great thing at the time, and I have to say, this was good. But not only did it help out with RWBY's character, but this also made Pyrrha herself go through guilt. She had terrible guilt over the death of Penny because, well, she was tricked into killing her. And that was excellent. That was very well performed, very well done, and it was good writing. This was good, and you could actually feel the weight of what Penny's death brought. You know, like I said, it brought the fall of Beacon. Characters actually had emotion because, let's be real, as volumes have gone on later, it's just the characters don't feel as much as if they are characters. They just feel more one-dimensional as time goes on. But this guilt also then leads to Pyrrha's death because she wants to be a huntress, and she felt that trying to save everyone at the cost of her own life was worth it in the end. And that was a good thing for Pyrrha's character, and it affected Jean as well. But, you know, another thing that this did, RWBY stood up and she took charge. And I have to say, this was good development for her character as well. The scene when she grabs the blade that was Penny's and she just stabs it into that Nevermore was amazing. I mean, that was a good scene. Like I said, I give a lot of praise to Volume 3 because I really did enjoy Volume 3. And this was a good moment when it came to RWBY's character. But when you look at what they did with Penny, well, this really just abolishes everything that was set up back then. Now, with Penny's character returning, multiple problems stem from this because it basically just shows you that, well, Pyrrha had guilt over that. That's all gone now. There's no reason for it, no reason for Jean to be upset over her death anymore because Penny's back. She's no longer dead. She's good. You know, she's brand new just like she was before. No issues whatsoever. And then, of course, when it comes to RWBY and characters, now, this is the thing that really bothered me, is the scene when Penny comes back. Nobody shows really any emotion. There was really no time for anybody to even gather their thoughts on the situation. It was just more so a gag. That was one of the first problems I had with this because, you know, you think, oh, look, a character that was best friends with RWBY is back from the dead. Yay! Magical, mechanical father engineer. And then, of course, everybody else. Weiss, Blake, Yang just act like nothing ever happened. They were like, yeah, well, we pretty much knew she was going to come back. It's all good. As if Penny's death just didn't have any value to it. It was as if they were just like, yeah, she's back. We knew it. Yeah. You know, like, it was weird. It was almost as if Penny just took a vacation and then came back to them. It didn't really feel like it was important. And, you know, to me, I just thought, oh, God, what have they done? You know, like, this should have been a much more emotional experience. The character should have been like, wow, Penny's back. You know, like, there should have been this shock factor to it, but there wasn't. And the other thing is that with Penny returning, just as if nothing ever happened, there's an issue here, and there's a way that this could have been written a lot better. Now, let me go into something that a lot of people could understand. So, many of you probably are fans of the original Teen Titans. I myself really enjoyed the original Teen Titans, and as a comic book fan who also read the 70s Teen Titan comics, you know I was a fan. Now, if you remember the arc about the Julius contract, now if you remember that arc with Tara, she turns the stone at the very end, and, you know, if you go by the comics, she dies, right? So this led you to think that she died. And of course, when she returns, Beast Boy feels very emotional to her because they had an attachment. He cared for her. I mean, you know, he had romantic feelings for her. And she had no memory of it. Didn't remember anything. And, you know, it was an emotional moment. Of course, sadly, Teen Titans was canceled right after that episode. But this was something that was huge, and it left a big emotional mark because despite the fact that Tara was back, which was good, it was sad because, well, she wasn't who she used to be. She has forgotten everything, all of her memories are gone, and it just tears Beast Boy apart. I thought that was fantastic. With Penny here, with her just coming straight back with no repercussion, with no consequence, with her just being the same old Penny, well, this is bad writing because it just destroyed everything that Beacon set up, destroyed the character development that RWBY went through. It really just makes the guilt that Pyrrha felt, well, just kind of fall apart. I mean, this really also even damages the weight of the situation of what had took place back within Volume 3 and the fall of Beacon. And it just leaves it as if it wasn't important at all and didn't even matter. And also, she becomes the hero of Mantle, which she was the whole issue of the controversy about Atlas in the first place, of her death. But then, another thing, you look at Penny again. Now, the other question I have is, how in the world did they get her soul back? Remember, she is a synthetic human being with a soul that can produce aura. How did they get that exact specific soul back? That makes literally no sense to me. Okay, so you can rebuild her from her parts. Okay, I get that. That I could let slide. But to get the exact same soul of the character back makes literally no sense to me. Now, you could make a new Penny model, and this is what I like. This is what I've always thought should have happened if Penny were to return. They make a new Penny model. It could be based off of her old body, or it could even be her old body. That'd be fine. Could have the same personality and gimmicks as Penny, but she's not Penny. Now, she's Penny, but she's not Penny. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's not the old Penny, but she has the old Penny's personalities and interests and things of that sort as a character. And then she would have no memories of anything else because she's not that old Penny. I think that would have been a lot better than Penny being just back as if nothing ever happened, because it just dismantles everything that Volume 3 had set up, and the character development that it put there, it just makes it all fall apart. And they could have done a lot better with this, and that's why I think that if Penny had been brought back as a brand new character, this would throw in the emotion. The emotional weight would be there, and it would still affect RWBY because she would still be trying to get Penny back, despite the fact that this is no longer Penny, which would really emotionally hurt RWBY, but also be good development for her character to go through to experience that of loss. I think that would have been excellent and a much better way to do it than just bringing Penny back as if she was the same. But anyways, let me know what you think about this down below and what you think they should have done with Penny's character. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.